We're almost ready to go racing from the Red Bull Ring. The Mazdas are revving up. The lights are going to turn off. It's lights out and away we go in the MX-5s. Mazdas are away at the Red Bull Ring. Brio crashing, cars getting away from that first corner. It's Aiden Norman leading the way in the 6-2. Seth Wansing behind him. Briley Wright sitting in that 5-1. Headed up the hill, Georgia's very own Atlanta Racing drag racing with Jimmy Kerr. Donald Ray not starting tonight's race. Jeremy Brio, last week's winner at New Hampshire, sitting in 9th. Seth Wansing now leading the procession all the way into Schlossgold. Wansing, Garrison, Wright, cars crashing behind them. Jimmy Kerr going way off the racetrack, sends it in really deep down the hill. Jeremy Brio starting to catch up to Aiden Norman. Let's ride shotgun with the Pennsylvanian. The cars colliding as James Kerr loses all control of his race car at the front. Seth Wansing doing the thing, leading the race by 3 seconds over Tristan Catania. And I think that's only because Seth is the only driver to not crash yet. Briley Wright looking to go to the inside of Atlanta Racing. Let's sit in the passenger seat with one of the Bluegrass Bandits. Briley Wright in the 4th spot, just ahead of Atlanta Racing. Aiden Norman sits behind him. Jeremy Brio starting to catch them up. Josh Garrison in 3rd. He's rocking that Interstate Batteries paint scheme in the double 4. He's catching up to Tristan Catania, who's still 3 seconds behind Kansas City's Seth Wansing. Seth putting on a good show in the streets of Los Angeles in round number 2. Coming into this race, you can see Seth is 3rd in those point standings. He sits behind Jeremy Brio and Tom Sears, who leads the points not in today's race. Shout out to Tomo, though, if you're watching. Hope you're doing all right, man. 20 laps on offer tonight. 53 total miles in the mountains of Spielberg. Josh Garrison sitting in that 3rd position in the race. Atlanta Racing hanging on with Briley Wright. It is a long, confusing lap in these MX-5s. How about Briley throwing his weight around? Seth Wansing just went purple, 154.42. 4.3 seconds back to New Jersey's Tristan Catania. There's Josh Garrison. Briley Wright still leading the way, and Jeremy Brio now drafting up to Atlanta Racing. Watch the run up the hill. Brio comes to the outside. Atlanta looks to the inside of that 7-4, trying to hold on in that Pepsi Mazda. Oh, he jumps the curb. Brio on the outside and down the back straight. Brio's going to have the advantage. They're going to drag race into the corner. Riding along with Jeremy Brio. He's going to try and get Briley right. Let's see what he can do. Jeremy Brio in that 5th spot. He's behind Josh Garrison. But just 1 second up the track. There's Garrison in that 44. Now following Tristan Catania in the 48 Black Rifle Coffee Machine. The New Jersey pilot sits in 3rd. Jeremy Brio, however, has gone purple. 152.43 for the Pennsylvanian. Shout out to those just tuning in. I'm Rick James. You're watching the 4th round in the ARC's MX5 Cup. Seth Wansing has led every lap thus far. He's got a 5-second lead over Aiden Norman. This has been the gap, though, over the last 5 laps. You can see last time around, as Tristan Catania goes far too wide, last time around, Aiden Norman was more than 1.5 seconds quicker than Seth Wansing. Josh Garrison starting to catch up Tristan Catania, all the while Jeremy Brio doing the most work. Check that out. Brio 3 seconds quicker than Garrison. Headed into the final 2 corners, go running extremely wide. Tristan Catania taking a big risk out there. Little bit of timing issues. There we go. Seth Wansing coming up the hill. There goes Aiden Norman chasing him down to the tune of 3 seconds. 3.25 seconds to be exact. 2 seconds quicker last time around, and there is the battle for 3rd. Jeremy Brio gets to the inside of Tristan Catania. He makes the move, and they drag race down the back stretch together on board with Brio. Contact into Roush, headed down towards the Bull and the vert corners. Brio now ahead of Catania, still sitting in that 3rd position. Tristan behind him. And there's Josh Garrison in the double 4 in a very scenic Spielberg. Looks like the sun's just rising over the hills. Jeremy Brio sitting in 3rd. Tristan Catania in 4th. Garrison less than a second behind the New Jersey pilot, and then one of the Bluegrass Bandits, Briley Wright, holding on to 6th position. There's Atlanta Racing sitting in the 7th spot. Shout out to my brother Atlanta Racing. Glad to have him here. And shout out to all the fans of Atlanta Racing that are watching him drive his MX-5 in the top 10. Jimmy Kerr sitting in that 8th position while Dustin Painter brings up the rear. Nothing a caution can't fix, though. The North Carolinian holding his own. Maybe he's just saving his stuff for the end. We'll see what happens. Quarter of the race done. 15 laps to go. Aiden Norman within 1.5 seconds. Now 1.25 seconds to Kansas City's Seth Wansing, flying up the hill. Wansing 1 second now, and if these cars had DRS, you better believe Norman would be using that right about now. Following the draft, let's ride on board with the top 2. A little bit of bump drafting into the last 2 corners. Aiden Norman switches left. He switches right, just behind that mauve and gold Crown Royal MX-5, really hanging the tail out through the last 2 corners. Wansing holding off Norman. 14 to go this time by. Seth Wansing leading lap number 6, snaking. Aiden's playing with him now. Aiden Norman setting the fastest lap, 1:51.22. He is just having fun and games behind Seth Wansing through that first corner, up the hill as the sun rises behind both these drivers in the mountains of Spielberg. The Red Bull Ring is alive with the sound of Mazdas. Through that uphill corner, Wansing runs it wide. Norman gets around him down the back straight, and the North Carolinian takes the lead at the Red Bull Ring. But of course, Seth Wansing now can get the draft from Aiden Norman. And these two are just going to go at it for the rest of the show. You might just imagine 6 1/2 laps into this race. Seth Wansing not letting go. Let's go back to Josh Garrison. He's fighting with New Jersey's Tristan Catania. The Black Rifle MX-5 trying to hold off that lime green Interstate Batteries Mazda. Garrison looking to make it a short-lived battle, but he takes an extremely wide angle, and he just gives the spot to Catania. This is the battle for 5th. Catania then runs it wide. Hard contact under the shadow of the Red Bull. Jeremy Brio zooming by in 3rd. Aiden Norman now leading Seth Wansing by 1 complete second. Tristan Catania gets right up to Josh Garrison, sends it into him, and that seemed less than friendly, but the caution will come out for these two making contact, and we'll group these guys back up together. 7 laps into this race. And let's take a look. Tristan just went full send into the 44 here. No intention. No intention of stopping. You can't even hide that. So the caution comes out. Aiden Norman is your race leader in the 6-2. How about this guy right here? Atlanta Racing holding his own. He sits in 8th right now. Let's have a word with this man and see what's up. Atlanta Racing, Rick James, you got me?
Ricky?
Hey, buddy. How you doing, man? You having fun out there?
I am having an absolute blast. I haven't raced these cars in quite a while, so I'm still getting used to them, but I ran about an hour's practice earlier on, and I feel like that definitely helped me learn the track and my braking points. So it's been a fun race. I just think there's a lot more drivers out here that are more accustomed to this and better than me.
It's a party, man. I don't think don't think for 1 second that these guys have a better grip on these race cars than you do, because I've been watching them for 3 weeks, and this is round number 4. They don't. You're gonna be just fine, man. It's a blast watching you out here, though, man. The Red Bull Ring, Atlanta Racing on Rick James TV. This is awesome, man. Thanks for coming through, man. You got Dustin Painter coming up your tailpipes too. We're gonna restart with like 10 to go, man. So just about halfway. You got any plans? Like, what's up? How you gonna run the rest of this race? You gonna go all the way out to the wall, or you gonna keep it just a little bit on the safe side?
I'm probably just going to try to keep it on the safe side. I've been doing that the past few races, and I did it last night during the turn down for what, and it got me a top 10. So I think playing it safe right now before I get my skill set is what I need to stick to. And that's what I always preach, broadcasting. So just keep it cool, calm, and collected.
All right, man. Prophecy Racing saying, get him, Josh Garrison. He's telling him to send it after Tristan sent it on him. And we'll see you send it a couple times in the second half of this race, man. Don't worry. But like you said,
sir.
Keep it cool, and we'll see what you got, man. Have fun out there.
Sounds good, Reiki. Thank you.
That's my bro right there. That's my guy, man. We've broadcasted a few races, more than a few races together. Let's be real. And that's my guy, man. If you need a great broadcaster, if you want just a great friend to talk to, and someone who knows his sports and his music, you talk to this guy right here. Atlanta Racing is your guy. We're going to restart here with just around 10 to go. We'll see. And we'll see exactly what's up. Aiden Norman leads the way. Seth Wansing is in the second position. And Stan the iRacer puts in 2 bits. What's up, Stan? Thank you for the bits. Let's bother some more people. I'm in the mood to bother some more people. How about Seth Wansing? Kansas City's Seth Wansing, for those who know. What's up, Seth?
What's up, buddy?
You're sitting in the second position right now under the shadow of the Red Bull at the Red Bull Ring. Aiden Norman leading the race. Jeremy Brio's been tearing this up behind you. He's really doing his thing for the purple cars, man. What are the last 10 laps going to look like? You got any ideas to win this race?
Send it. That's about it. Aiden's pretty quick. I'll have to find a way to get faster, and Jeremy's pretty quick. Should be fun. I know we're all going to send it. I'm going to have to take the first shot I can at Aiden from there, and then block like hell and see what happens. So, should be interesting, and it looks like I'm the only one besides Aiden that didn't pit there, so yay me. But you know what? It is what it is. Should be fun. Having a blast. Hopefully we get another caution. So we'll see. Hold on, I want to lead lap 10.
There's a lot of bonuses out there. We talked about it in practice, throwing out a dollar or two for things like that. So we'll keep that. What am I saying? We're gonna keep tabs on that. There it is. We're gonna keep tabs on that. And we'll talk it over after the checkered flag. But there's some bonuses, some incentives to throw a little spice into the racing, man.
Yeah.
So Aiden will lead lap 9, and that'll mean you guys will restart on lap number 10. So we'll see just how that. What's the bonus? Let me check my notes here. I think we talked about
I think
it.
it's $1. What would you do for $1?
What would you do for a Klondike bar? Klondike, get at me. I love your ice cream.
I mean, looking for a good points day though too, so gotta be as if that crap matters during Mazda. But hey, if finish top 3, you never know.
No,
so.
let's talk about it. We have trophies on the line. You're sitting 3rd in the standings right now. You're 4 points behind Jeremy Brio, who's right behind you. Jeremy doing brilliantly. He won New Hampshire. And then Tom Sears isn't here, and you're only 5 points behind him. You're 2 points ahead of Aiden Norman. So of the top 4 drivers in points, 3 of you, actually 2nd, 3rd, and 4th in points are running 1st, 2nd, and 3rd in the race right now.
Yeah, we might all be pretty close to tied by the end of it. Norman might have the overall points lead because of race points, but you never know. But yeah, man, this has been a lot of fun. Hopefully, can send it here and try to create some excitement, see what happens with Aiden. He's the one to beat. Jeremy will probably find something. He always seems to catch on late in a race and have something for it. But don't count this purple car out. I'll do something stupid. I'm not fast enough, so gotta do something interesting, right? Gotta do something entertaining. So you never know. We'll see.
LA was entertaining. Last week at New Hampshire, the ending was unbelievable. This is maybe not the first ARCS race at the, I know it's not the first ARCS race at the Red Bull Ring, but it's definitely a first for these MX-5s, and it's a blast watching these things go around, man. Have fun, enjoy this restart, and we'll watch you go green next time around.
Yeah, man. I hope everybody's having fun at home. I know you're having fun. No exciting profane pictures there. Oh, I get the inside on this. This should be saucy, but we shall see, my friend. It's a lot of fun. Appreciate you putting it on. Hopefully, I'm talking to you later, and come grab me next caution. I'll be your in-race guy for this. Makes these caution laps a little less boring.
You got it, buddy. We'll talk to you in a bit.
All right, bud.
The KC Masterpiece. Trying to make that nickname stick. I don't know if it will, but I'm still trying. Seth Wansing sitting in second, and the lights are off. The MX-5s, so the lights turn off. You know, I don't know if we run a Mazda race from darkness into light. We normally go from lightness into dark, but it looks like we're gonna get a finish under the rising sun of Austria. Aiden Norman will be your leader after lap number 10 here. So we're going to have 9 laps to go when we restart this race. Seth Wansing and Aiden Norman restarting, I believe, single file. Not sure. We'll see what happens. Jeremy Brio, Josh Garrison going to be sitting on that second row. Tristan Catania, Dustin Painter, row number 3, Jimmy Kerr, and the man, Atlanta Racing. So we're going to set them up and see what happens. Prophecy Racing says, cautions breed cautions. I heard that. We'll see if it comes true. I'm glad you all are here, though. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you all are having fun. This is so much fun to watch. And we will be having, definitely we will be having a third edition of the MX-5 Cup come 2023. Stay tuned for that. Sooner than you think, too. Stay tuned for that. Aiden Norman and Seth Wansing leading the way. The pace car will peel off. How about that for a view? I know it's a sim race, but come on. How about that for a view? And you'd be surprised if you got the good monitors, if you got the hardware for it. It's a beautiful, beautiful sim. Me, I like the racing. So 9 of these brave and insane drivers are going to put their foot down. $1 is on the line for the leader of this lap, and I mean it. $1 is on the line. We're going to see who gets it in these 2 1/3 miles. Green flag is out again. Let's turn them loose at the Red Bull Ring. Seth Wansing and Aiden Norman, they're going to be drag racing up that hill. They make contact. Headed into the sharp right-hander. Wansing, Norman into the corner. They won't make contact this time around. Wansing trying to avoid the undercut. Norman looks like he's got him this time around. Jeremy Brio starting to follow them down the back straight. Weaving left and right. There goes Norman. 2 wheels in the grass. Wansing trying to cut him off. They're grinding up against each other, headed into the downhill section and towards the bull. Wansing right across the face of Aiden Norman. He sends it too wide. He's coming back onto the racetrack. He makes contact with Jeremy Brio. Aiden Norman gets away from it all. 6-2, 4-4, 7-4. Into the downhill section. Look at these guys just whip those race cars in there. Tristan Catania off track. Jimmy Kerr off the racetrack. Dustin Painter trying to make sense of all of this. Josh Garrison sitting in second. He goes off. He's going to knock into Jeremy Brio. There goes Garrison. He's done. Brio lives to fight another lap. Caution is out. Aiden Norman is your lap leader. And everybody breathe. Because that is some of the craziest stuff I've seen in a minute. These guys with just no regard for each other's space on the racetrack. And I think you got two guys crashing off the corner. Is that Atlanta Racing? It absolutely is Atlanta. There goes Prophecy Racing. He goes, I told you. He did tell me. You're right. Shout out Prophecy Racing. Okay. So caution's going to come out for all of that tomfoolery on the previous lap. There's really no other way to spin that. But Aiden Norman's your race leader. Jeremy Brio's in the second position. Jimmy Kerr is in third. Briley Wright in the fifth position. Shout out Briley, one of those Bluegrass Bandits. Tristan Catania, no stranger to trouble tonight. He's gone off track a couple times. He's made more than enough contact with a couple drivers. Shout out Dustin Painter in the top 5. Jimmy Kerr up 6 places from where he started. Jimmy right now, our hardest charger of the race. Seth Wansing down. Looks like he's probably headed to the back for some reason. Tristan going to be in 8th, and Josh Garrison right now in the pits. So Aiden's going to be your race leader. Jeremy Brio sitting in that second position. And me, I need a drink, because if I'm going to be doing more shouting, I need to go grab a tasty beverage. And I suggest you all do the same and get ready for this. But when we come back, we're going to restart with approximately 6 laps to go. We'll see if these guys can get their stuff together, because Aiden Norman is completely lost. And we'll come back and we'll turn them loose again if we dare. You're watching round 4 of the MX-5 Cup from the Red Bull Ring. Sun gleaming off the Mazda MX-5s as we get ready to restart with 6 laps to go. Aiden Norman and Jeremy Brio lining up side by side for what's sure to be some thrilling racing. Norman, Brio, Kerr, your top 3. North Carolina's Dustin Painter up 2 places from where he started. Jimmy Kerr up 6 places from where he started. Seth Wansing sitting in 6th. Aiden Norman leading almost every lap thus far, including that illustrious $1 halfway prize. We'll see just who gets the jump. Porsche comes in. Green flag will wave. We're racing once again. Let's go.
Green flag, green flag.
You heard the heavy contact up through the corner. Garrison leading Norman now through the mid-stretch, up the hill. Will the sun play a factor on the way back down? Let's see. Norman running the really wide line, trying to get that inside corner. Look at Briley Wright trying to do it the hard way on the outside. The 7 of Jimmy Kerr taking the short route. A couple of blinks there as Briley Wright now runs in 4th. Right, sending it in really deep on Aiden Norman. More contact. Dustin Painter's involved. Jimmy Kerr gets a piece of it all. Who survives? Not Jeremy Brio. Aiden Norman also caught up, and the caution comes out once again. And look who's out front this time. Josh Garrison getting the win. Earlier in the chat, Prophecy Racing saying he predicts Jeremy Brio is going to win this race. Said you heard it here first. Well, maybe this changes everything. We're going to restart inside the final 3 laps. Top 3, Josh Garrison, Briley Wright, Jimmy Kerr, Dustin Painter in 4th. Atlanta Racing making it up to the top 6. And someone is cooking their transmission. You just heard someone right on the rev limiter. And they're all going to catch up to the safety car as the laps tick down. There is the Porsche safety car coming right out of turn number 1. Josh Garrison is your race leader. And I'm actually interested in how Garrison survived all that to become the leader. Let's go shotgun with Josh Garrison. Okay, first of all, that's just a good restart. That's unbelievable. Check that out. One more time, because Ron Hornaday over here did his thing. Check this out. He times it to absolute perfection. Times it to absolute perfection. 4 wide into the first corner. Jeremy Brio gives him a nudge. That might have been enough just to keep him out of trouble, because Garrison just launches ahead of all of this. I'm distracted watching this cluster of garbage behind the green car. But no, Josh Garrison took it and ran. Aiden Norman now coming up behind him, trying to get the inside line. And then it's all going to devolve into chaos. But one more time, because that restart is just impressive. Have a look. Now let's see where it all turns into nothing. This is into Schlossgold, where Briley Wright just gets into Aiden Norman. Seth Wansing looks like he just scooted through that. Let's ride on board with Seth. There's no way he just made it through that without contact. How about that for an impressive move? Have a look. Okay. All right. Give this boy his flowers. Check this out. Seth Wansing just scoots through all of this. Let's go on board one more time. Watch this. Flawless. That right there earns a Cole Trickle move of the race. That's absolutely flawless. Let's get a good look on him. Hats off to Seth Wansing. He just cruised through that like it was nothing. That right there is a Cole Trickle move of the race.
Ice cream.
All right, let's have a word with this guy. Seth Wansing, you just made it through that crash super clean, and that right there earns you the Cole Trickle move of the race, man. That was crazy. That was really cool to watch.
Do I get a free laundry wash for my shorts with that? Because holy tamale, everybody died in front of me, but no, that's lucky. Gonna be an insane finish, man. It's gonna be crazy. So trying to scheme of how I want to do things, Josh Garrison kind of crowd pushed the field on that, and Jeremy might be in a spot to do the same thing, so you don't want to let him do that, but just try to get a top 3 out of it. Might have to send her a little bit, but yeah, I was about to get on with you and be like, hey dude, watch my arm board on that, because that was crazy.
Jeremy Brio just casually sneaking onto the track from the access road from the side like nobody else saw that. So make sure the timing and scoring is right on that. Maybe he was getting a lap back or just coming out of pit road. I don't know. But keep a tab on that. It looks like we're going to restart here with, 3 laps to go. The lights are out on top of the pace car, man. All right, we'll let you get back to work. Have fun.
All right, thank you, bud.
All right, let's see what these, let's see how these guys are going to dance this time around. So it's Josh Garrison and Briley Wright on the front row. Let's get a good look at this, because this restart's going to be awesome. Green flag's in the air. There's Josh Garrison. Is anybody looking to get that jump on him? How about Dustin Painter? How about Seth Wansing? How about 3 wide into turn number 1 with 3 laps to go? Briley Wright edging all of them. Heavy contact between them, but they're still drag racing. Briley and Josh Garrison head to head for the top spot. Aiden Norman making his way through, trying to split the both of them. Through Remus, now down the back stretch. Look at them drag race for the lead. Joshua Garrison, Aiden Norman side by side into Schlossgold. Let's see what they can do. Into the downhill section, headed towards the bull. Will they come out clean on the other side? No, they won't. There goes Jimmy Kerr for a spin, but they're still green at the front. Aiden Norman ahead of Josh Garrison. Briley Wright sitting in 3rd. Seth Wansing's in 4th. Jeremy Brio down 4 places from where he started. He's got Tristan Catania just ahead of him. Briley Wright trying to stay on track while the other 2 are off it. Look at Brio. Almost putting 4 tires off the track. He really wants that 5th spot from Tristan. Ooh, heavy contact. You heard a couple cars. That's the 44 of Josh Garrison. He gets into Seth Wansing. Aiden Norman's in the top spot. Garrison's gone around. There's going to be 2 laps to go. Dustin Painter now to the inside of Briley Wright. Tristan Catania sitting 2nd. He's up 6 places from where he started, and right now he's the race's hardest charger. Let's have a look and see what happened to Josh Garrison. Oh, he just came right down on Briley Wright. Seth Wansing just getting clipped in that. Dustin Painter just squeezing through. That's impressive. Garrison, a little bit of a lack of awareness there. You saw Aiden Norman taking the really short way up the corner. Jimmy Kerr in 6th, Josh Garrison in the 7th position, and that behind him is Seth Wansing. Coming to the white flag, Aiden Norman leading the way. Tristan Catania has a mirror full of Jeremy Brio. There's Briley Wright coming up behind them. One of those bluegrass bandits, Prophecy Racing, saying you can't trust them Kentucky boys when they got a chance to win. We'll see just what kind of tricks he can come up with.
Rick, got a quick question. Hate to interrupt the broadcast.
Yes, sir.
Do we have green-white checkers?
You know, that's a fantastic question. I have no idea, but I can find out for you. We're coming to the white flag, aren't we? Man, I have no clue. My guess is no, to be honest with you. At this point, Aiden Norman comes off the last corner. He's got the white flag, so if we throw the caution anyway, Norman's going to win this one. Jeremy Brio's in 2nd. I'm not going to lie. I completely forgot you were even in here. I'm so sorry about that. But while you're here, Aiden Norman's leading this race by 8 seconds. Jeremy Brio sitting in 3rd. He's battling with Tristan Catania. Catania throws it wide on Brio. They're racing down that straight. Briley Wright sitting in 4th. Dustin Painter in 5th. And this is going to be the race right here. Seth, they're headed up the hill, running nose to tail. Up until that late race contact, you were having an awesome time in the top 3.
Yeah, I was having a lot of fun. I'm just trying to limp it home. So, lots of fun, though. Congrats to Norman. Terrible points away from me, but hey, that was a lot of fun.
Tristan Catania just gets out of Remus and heads down the back straight, leading Jeremy Brio by 0.3 of a second. Briley Wright, 1 second behind them. He's in his own battle with Dustin Painter. Tristan Catania in 2nd. Brio just behind him. Will Jeremy send it deep on the 48? He won't. He will stay just off that back bumper. Although last week he did send it way too hard into Aiden Norman. He did finish 1st. He did collect the checkered flag. Tristan Catania sends it in way too hard. Jeremy Brio gets to his inside. Will Tristan send it on the 74 coming into the last corner? Down off the hill, 7-4, 4-8 running 2nd and 3rd. Don't forget about Briley Wright and Dustin Painter. What's going to happen to these two? Headed into the last 2 corners. Tristan Catania will not send it in on Jeremy Brio. Aiden Norman's your race winner. Catania really jumps the curb. He's going to have to try hard to get to that 7-4. Coming to the line, Tristan Catania won't beat Jeremy Brio. Brio gets the silver medal. Tristan Catania sits in 3rd. How about Aiden Norman surviving to win the race? Jeremy Brio in 2nd, Tristan Catania in the 3rd position. Briley Wright, Dustin Painter 4th and 5th. James Kerr in 2nd. James Kerr in 6th. Seth, you end up getting the 7th position. And pretty good race for you, buddy. Congratulations on 7th, I guess. Next week. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry, pal.
I'll take it. Sorry to interrupt. That was a weird end of the broadcast, but that was fun listening to it.
That was. I guess I've ended broadcasts in a stranger fashion, but even with a jammed right front wheel, you end up getting that 7th spot, man. So congratulations on that. And will we see you in a week for round 5 of 6?
Absolutely, man. Got to make up these points now.
There's trophies and maybe some more prizes on the line. We got a lot of math to do. We have some tabulations to do, but we'll definitely see what's up, man. Congratulations again. We'll talk to you soon.
Thank you, sir. Yep.
So that's gonna do it for a thrilling and crazy race at the Red Bull Ring. We are gonna talk to our top 3: Aiden Norman, Jeremy Brio, and Tristan Catania. Fans, don't go anywhere. On the podium now with third place, New Jersey's Tristan Catania with the bronze medal. Tristan, where did that performance come from? Your first race this season and you end up on the podium.
Oh, I just drove low enough that I didn't wreck or spin out as much as some of the other cars. And Jeremy and I had a good battle at the end there, but if I had shifted gears quicker, I might have been able to complete that battle. But it was a good finish at the end there, so I'm happy with third.
Well, there we go. After unmuting that mic, Tristan, I'm sure I'm sure it was fun coming back, man. Next week we're gonna see you at the Las Vegas Oval.
Yes, sir.
All right, man. We'll see you in a week. Congratulations again on third.
Thank you.
Pennsylvania's Jeremy Brio with a silver medal. Last week you got the win at New Hampshire. This time you get second place with 2 races to go, man. And you look like you might earn one of those trophies when this is all said and done.
Yeah, that'd be nice. I guess that's what I'm going for. Is going for the trophy. So yeah, it was a tough race. Got wrecked 55,000 times, so that was fun. I mean, it wasn't on purpose by anybody. We were all just fighting for the same spot. So essentially, dive bombing at road courses with these cars is the only way you can pass. So we all just dive bombed each other into the corners and just hope that it all worked out. But other than that, it was a lot of fun. Especially that battle coming to the end with Tristrand. It was pretty fun. Man, it sucks that he couldn't get it into third gear there coming off the final corner, or we would have had a photo finish at the line. But other than that, good for Aiden and good race.
You're going to head into the Las Vegas Oval next week with a 3-point lead on Aiden Norman, and you are 9 points ahead of the tie for third with 2 races to go. We'll see you in a week at Vegas.
All righty. Thank you, Rick.
And how about our race winner, driver of the 6-2, Aiden Norman? You have your win, so you've got 1 W to Jeremy's 2 wins. You're 3 points behind him with 2 races to go. Las Vegas next week, Aiden. What do you think? You gonna be there? Are you gonna try and get that gold trophy?
Oh, of course. I always come here to compete, but at the same time, we've been having a lot of fun with this. Not taking ourselves too seriously, so that's been a nice break from what we usually do. And the ovals this season have been chaotic, so I'm expecting about the same for Las Vegas.
I'm expecting the same as well, but I'm sure it's going to be a thrill, man. Thanks so much for coming through, and congratulations on your win. And we'll see you this Thursday for the ARCS race at Rootscogan.
Yeah, that'll be fun. Thank you, Rick.
Fans at home, that's going to do it for tonight's MX5 racing on the Red Bull Ring. I had a blast. I hope you did as well. Aiden Norman, our winner tonight. And if you're looking for racing that's a little bit more on the serious side, we're going to have that for you. Thursday night, the V8 Supercars take to the Rootscogan Motor Center. We're going to have race 2 of 6 in the ARCS Race of Champions. And we got some money on the line, too. Nothing silly there. We got $100 for our champion. At least the pot will keep increasing as the season goes on. So look out for that. That's going to be Thursday, 8 p.m. right here on Rick James TV. And shout out to my man, Atlanta Racing, for coming through as well. He's trying to do a little bit more racing, and he said he wanted to come out and play with us tonight. And he looks like he can drive. I applaud him with his 8th place finish tonight. So that's going to wrap it up. I'm rambling at this point. So until that next race on Thursday, stay safe, take care of each other. We'll